Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Push to Talk podcast that focuses on FPS games, extraction shooters, battle royales, arena shooters, mobile games. Apparently, we're going to get into that in a little bit. And
it's not a mobile game, Fry.
I was talking about our stories later on. I wasn't talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Why would I be?
You said it with your eyes. You did. You said it with your eyes.
Guys, I'm joined here today by my co-host Crash Games. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm hanging in there, man. I'm doing good. I'm excited for the show today because there's there's nothing like super big, but there's like a ton of meaty stories we got to get into.
Absolutely.
I said
meaty, super meaty. Guys, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you listen to podcasts, make sure you guys give us a 5-star rating, 5-star review. It helps push the podcast out into the good old algorithms. And if you're on YouTube, leave a like on it. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Let us know what you're playing this week as we kind of go into a bunch of like Crash said, a bunch of smaller conversations. We're all, I think, starting to feel a little bit of burnout with Battlefield. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And we're all kind of hopping around a little bit.
I need to know though. What have you been doing and how are you?
I'm good. I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft, Classic. That's been super fun. Been playing a little bit of Deadlock, and honestly, that's about it. Really, shit ton of World of Warcraft. I think I got like 40 hours in the last like week and a half. So
not too much FPS gaming for you right now, huh?
Not really, no. And that's kind of why. Well, one of the topics we're going to get into is Rainbow Six Year 11, but I'm looking forward to getting back to that a little bit. Like I said, I've been playing Deadlock. Kind of fell out of the Arc Raiders train a little bit. Haven't really gone back to that. I know a new expedition is coming here soon, which is pretty cool. But yeah, not really much FPS gaming. Not like you.
Yeah,
you're all over the new FPSs.
Yeah, I am. I sure am. I'm in all the greatest and latest FPS games. That's what I do.
Hell yeah,
I will say, after everyone berates me in the comments after this episode, I'm gonna enjoy reading them.
Yeah.
That I get in these moods, and it kind of feels like our whole community is too. Like certain things come out, like everyone was excited for Arc Raiders, or everyone was excited for Battlefield, and then sometimes that kind of like that excitement wanes. You're just like, what do you do? But I've always been an FPS fan. The reason I love doing podcasts like this, we can talk about a bunch of them. I almost always have to have a rotation.
Yep.
I have such a hard time just locking into one game for thousands and thousands and thousands of hours like some people can. I like to change it up when it comes to FPS gaming, and I did change it.
Yes, sir.
This week I did change it.
I agree. As a kid growing up, like I remember I put like, I tried to do math once. I feel like I have like over 10,000 hours in SOCOM just back in the day, and I could play that one game every day after school, every day for years on end. Nowadays, I just can't. There's nothing that holds my interest long enough. And I think a lot of it is just like every time a new game comes out, a lot of it is like, yeah, been there, done that, you know. And I'm feeling that with Battlefield a little bit too. It's like, yep, okay, what's next? Like, what's new content? I think that's why we need what's next? What's coming? Season 2, season 3, like. And it's annoying. But yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you.
Yeah, it happens. And then there always is there's just a void for a search and destroy type game for me.
God, right.
I'm excited again for we will in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm also excited for Rainbow 2. I'm excited to talk about that again. That is the game I have the most hours in of any game though, is Rainbow Six. I have like 2,500 hours in Rainbow.
Well,
so that's my most played.
Alongside the year 11 news, I kind of want to get your opinion on why you fell out of it. What's your thought process around the game, and we'll get into it all here, guys. With that, I think it's time to get to the meta breakdown.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the meta breakdown. Today we have an incredible topic here. My friend, co-host of the show, and longtime FPS connoisseur is jumping into, what have you been playing, Crash? Let the people know. What's been going on?
Let's just rip the Band-Aid off, boys. The last couple of streams, I've been playing Black Ops 7. Let's let it sink in. Come down off you're angry. Don't type yet. Don't type yet. I need to send all your emails. Send all your angry emails to the feedback at pushtotalk.com.
Right.
Yeah, man. I switched to Black Ops 7 for a little bit. Not gonna stay there forever. I actually had a crazy crash out on stream because my community was like so toxic against the game. It is crazy, like the amount of toxicity and hate towards that game
Okay.
is absolutely kind of funny, and that might make me want to play it a little bit more just
Yeah.
to like because it's kind of funny to be that guy
Yeah.
that's like playing it out of all my friend group and stuff. But it's been fun, and I think the overall thing I do have to say about it, and we'll get into this quite a bit here. Let's dissect it a little more. But I just want to frame the conversation around my overall opinion. If you look at that game in a vacuum, if you maybe pretend it's something like X Defiant or like its own IP or something like that,
Sure.
it's a pretty fun FPS. But if you look at it from the lens of a longtime COD fan, it is abhorrent trash. Like if you look at it from like, you know, your glory days were like the MW 2019s or even older, the original Modern Warfares and, you know, World at War, like all those older games, if you're a
Yeah.
fan of those, you don't recognize it. Like it looks like a Fortnite mismatch X Defiant kind of thing. Like it's crazy, but the mechanics are good. And the real reason, I will say the real reason I went back to it is I put my money where my mouth is. If you guys have heard some of my other podcasts on the scope for a long time, I incessantly bitch and complain about not getting enough maps,
Yep.
not getting enough content in games. Since live service games have gone down the shitter, I've complained about it because I think we talked about at the start of the show, we were on it, man. Like games get stale, and I think for them you need new playable content. You mentioned that you like, I'm ready for season 2, season 3 of Battlefield to keep giving me content and stuff like that. That's kind of how we are. That's kind of how communities are
Yep.
and players are these days. And I complain about it because ever since live service happened and games switched over to the skin economy, we've got less and less players because studios can make more on skins. Black Ops 7, there's it when I hop in to play Search and Destroy, there's 26 maps. We're at season 2.
Yeah.
They're dropping 7 maps per season.
And some
free.
of those are obviously remasters and whatever else.
Seven of them are remakes, 19 are completely original. There's 19 completely original new maps this year.
Right.
Usually when they drop, they've been dropping 7 maps. I think about 3 of them are remakes and 4 of them are original. So, and then you're going to get the people 100%, and it's pretty valid, but I'm going to ask you to look at it a little bit differently. Somebody's going to say, well, it's way harder to make a bigger Battlefield map. The COD maps are way smaller and stuff. Granted, 100% true. What I'm doing is I'm comparing, let's look at the Battlefield franchise.
Okay.
How many maps did we get when we were at premium?
A
For
lot.
a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a season, we'd already be up to 16 extra maps in Battlefield 4. We talked about that before.
Well, for a season, but
you,
how many launched in the game as well, right? Like
Yeah, more.
Battlefield 4 would launch with way more fucking maps than I think Battlefield 6 has. I could be wrong on that, but it always felt
it's close.
like more.
It's a couple more.
Okay.
It's a couple more.
So
They
go
were
ahead.
always around that 10 mark. So that's what Battlefield is. You look at them pre-live service, post-live service, it's been a big decline.
Oh yeah.
You switch to Call of Duty and you look at how they were premium. It was 4 maps a season when they were premium. Now it's free in Black Ops 7, and we're getting 7 maps per season, 6v6 maps per season.
Okay.
There's actually more maps in the free service than there was in the premium. I appreciated it. That was one of the things that made me look at it. I was seeing these roadmap updates. I think you talked about it in your video, in your Battlefield video. You pulled up the COD roadmap for season 2 and said, this is what it should look like. And I agree. There's a ton of actual content on there.
Yep.
If you look at that next to the Battlefield one and you cross out all the limited time modes, because those aren't really content.
Yeah.
And you cross out the stuff that's like another battle pass tier thing path to go down. There's not that much on that thing, man. And then you look at CODs, and it is COD, but there's 7. It's like a fuller amount of content than back when we used to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that. I put my money where my mouth is a little bit because I have complained for a very long time about the lack of content in those. And then I needed to fill that bomb mode niche, man. I've been playing a ton of ABI. I've been playing a ton of extraction shooters. Strike Point and Battlefield got kind of stale because there's not as many maps. Yep. I need that bomb mode, man. I love playing it. We can get into that and how CS2 has the staying power that it does, and how all the games that are sticking around, a lot of the FPS games that stick around long term are that kind of that bomb mode.
Oh, for sure.
That search and destroys type stuff.
That was
and
actually
COD's really the only.
No, go ahead.
COD's really the only one that gives it to me where I can just hop in and play it and have fun, get some good comms going with the teams, have some
Right.
back and forth rounds, pull off some clutches, like have all that kind of stuff. I don't have to wait 30 to 45 minutes sometimes in between really cool gunfights like I do in an extraction shooter.
Right.
I can get in and hit those rounds. I love the ebb and flow of rounds, trying to make comebacks, seeing how the other team plays, countering how they do, feeling out their tendencies. I just love that. That's why I love Siege. That's why I have the most hours in Siege. But I think I'm not the only one. And I think that's why you look at the big games that have the staying power. What are they? CS2, Valorant,
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow Six. Like what's in common with those multiplayer shooters? Like they are that bomb mode. So I wanted to play a bomb mode. I appreciated that I could play it on 26 maps and it was on sale. So I bought it for $45, which was cheaper than Battlefield was. So
That sounds like
that's
a
why
lot
I
of
did it,
cope to
man.
me. I'm just being honest. I'm joking.
Well,
I guess
and my entire Twitch chat too. So
you're right. The question I would
that's all I
have,
can do.
you're looking for, I know you're looking for content, you're looking for new maps. Is that why you didn't go to like a Counter-Strike? Because to me, Counter-Strike has everything. It doesn't have over the top gadgets and bullshit, right? It has the player
Yeah.
base. It has that bomb mode. It has a competitive, like there's over 1 million people playing the game every day,
Yeah.
but they're playing on the
I
same
will.
maps.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, that's one of the reasons the same maps. Also, I got into FPS gaming later in my life.
Yeah.
So I never was into it like when CS:GO, like I'm old, but I'm not like an old head when it comes to gaming.
Yeah.
So I learned on like Halo, COD, Battlefield. So that mechanic of CS where you don't ADS and you have to like stop and kneel and shoot
Right.
and you don't ever ADS. I don't have it in me to like learn that. And then you're also going to be playing against people who have figured it out and played it
Right.
for billions of hours.
Well, that's
on
not
the same
true
maps and
because
stuff.
the way they do like their competitive pool, right? You get paired with like the same people on your skill level and shit like that, right?
It's not like Siege where everyone smurfs. But I mean,
No,
there's
I mean,
probably some.
there are probably some, but yeah, I don't think it's even like close to as egregious as Siege is. But
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I went with COD, and I really don't play anything other than search. Like
Yeah.
let's also be real here. Like I would just not play anything if I had to play like TDM, domination, like hard point, like any of that stuff. There's no shot I'll ever touch those modes.
Yeah.
I literally only play search.
Yeah, no,
For that reason.
I
But
feel that.
it fills a niche, and I feel like it fills a really big niche that's out there. If you like those types of game modes, you either, like Valorant and Siege, they have the hero shooter stuff where, man, you probably gotta put 1,000 hours into that shit before you're decent at it to
Mhm.
learn everything.
Yeah.
There's so much to learn to get into. And like if you just want like a normal kind of modern FPS mechanics, what you're used to feeling, and play a bomb mode, I don't know what you do, because Valorant has the CS:GO. They have kind of a hybrid system. CS obviously has like the no ADS crosshair thing, and then if you want to get into Siege, like you're gonna eat shit for hundreds of hours, like
Yep.
before you even know what you're doing. So just to have, and that's why I use this whole diatribe though. Like I'm sorry if I'm going too far, but
No, you're good.
that's I just have a lot of thoughts about it. Like that's why CS:GO has that staying power, in my opinion, because that mode is inherently awesome for that.
Yeah.
Because it's simple, and that's why CS:GO is so awesome, because it's easy to understand but difficult to master. Like
Yep.
you can watch CS2, like competitive CS2, for like 10 minutes and understand what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yep.
but you can always get better, and when you play rank, you can always find somebody who's better. So that mode is just awesome for that reason. It's easy to understand. That's kind of how Call of Duty is. It's easy to understand what we're trying to do here. We're trying to plant. There's a timer. It's a one life deal. You can get it. You can get into it, and after a few nights, you can start holding your own.
Yeah.
And get into some of those moments.
So do you
And
think you're going to be
those moments that it's known for?
You think you're going to be playing a lot of Black Ops 7 over the next couple of months then?
No, but it's going to be in the rotation. When I
Gotcha.
have that friend group, I
Yeah.
bet I play a time or two a week.
Okay.
Because it's nice, man, just to cut loose and the shit talking too. You forget
Yeah.
about that. The other thing, I will say, the funniest thing to do shit talking wise is it has the other thing it brought back. So they lack skill based matchmaking quite a bit. They have
Yeah.
more open matchmaking, and you can tell they also do persistent lobbies. So if you want to run it back with people, you
Oh,
can keep
cool.
John and you can run it again. You can choose to stay in the lobby or find a new one.
Yeah.
So if we get absolutely destroyed because we're like new players and playing against like crazy people that have been there forever, it's so funny. Like, you guys want to run it back? Like, oh yeah, we'll beat your ass again. I'm like, all right, let's run it back. We'll get this next time. Right before it starts, I'll leave. Like, and dude, it cracks me up every time because I just wish I could just picture those guys sitting there like, what the hell, man? So, but having this shit talk back is so
Yeah.
good too.
Well, and for me,
Um,
like I was watching your VOD, watching you crash out at your own community the other night there, and like the gameplay, it looks like it looks like shit. Like
it's
just
so fast, dude.
yeah, it's not why I
It's
like. I don't think like all the reasons you gave are valid, but I just can't get over how the game looks, how it looks like it moves and performs. It just doesn't. It just does nothing for me.
but were you looking through it from the lens of like a Call of Duty fan of the
Yeah,
good times?
for sure. Because
That's what I think.
my brain goes, give me that content. Everything you said is valid, but then give it to me this year with Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
hope.
I want to see. Right.
Yep, that's
And
the hope.
if they
Right,
can
like
deliver on that, fuck, like that's going to be a huge game.
the other thing that's crazy though, and this is like the perfect conversation to have. What's crazy is on Steam charts, and I understand all the caveats of Steam charts and how those work out with like they're just a snippet.
Yeah.
But we have to look at the sales numbers and all the news stories we were having earlier in the year, and
Yep.
it's crazy, dude. This is the best year Battlefield's had.
Yep.
And this is mathematically the worst year that Call of Duty has had in like the last 18 years, they said.
Yep.
And now Steam charts, certain times of the day, Call of Duty is higher than Battlefield now.
Yep.
And so it's just like it says so many things to me with like how big they fumbled Battlefield, but also the staying power of COD is stupid. Like,
Yeah.
this is the worst year they've had, and it's overtaking Battlefield's best year.
That's why I laugh. You know, it's easy to get into the toxicity of the internet and the comments and the chats and stuff like that. All these people are out here yapping and talking shit about these franchises, but like the stats are telling you these games clearly appeal to a demographic that is fucking loyal to potentially a fault. But like, there's always going to be COD will never fail. Even the years that they did fail, they didn't. There's, you know, and that's crazy to me. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's nutty, but yeah, I mean, you guys can roast me or whatever. I still have the opinion that the game looks absolutely horrendous. It has no visual identity. I don't like the Omni movement. I don't like the crazy stuff. It plays so fast, dude. Like, I have to like drink a couple cups of coffee and like have my entire desk for my mouse pad ready to I'm slinging my mouse around, like trying to keep up with these people and Omni movement, jumping off walls and stuff. It's stupid. It doesn't look like a Call of Duty, but I think what you touched on is exactly right. We can hope as shooter fans, especially, you know, people that I assume watch our show, is the fact that they still have a wake up call of, you know, this didn't go well. And seeing the online, like even within my community, like seeing how negatively this game is viewed right now, like at least from people online, I think we're kind of maybe getting the perfect storm for an awesome Modern Warfare 4. If they bring it back down like Infinity Ward has done, they always seem to kind of ground things a little bit more, and then keep up that same content pace they have that I'm trying to speak favorably of right now.
Right.
In a Modern Warfare 4, like we might be eating okay next year. It's still going to have the COD stuff that a lot of people hate, and I totally get it. The skill-based matchmaking, the aim assist stuff, like all, and the skins are never going away. They've made too much money on that. There's going to be crazy skins and stuff, but we can just hope that it reasonably resembles a COD, and then I'm going to be playing Search until somebody makes the game I want. That's a Search-like game.
No, 100%. No, I feel you. I'm looking over the fence, which is something I didn't think I would say, you know, if you were to ask me 6 months ago. Nope, Battlefield, they got it. Battlefield, the hype there, they got it. But holy fuck, man. What a tragedy this live service has been for Battlefield 6, man.
It's a large, huge, robust live service, says Andrew Wilson in every earnings call ever.
Yeah,
man.
Fucking guy.
No, it's sad. We're going to talk about it too a little bit later. We got to get into the Battlefield stuff and what they're doing, because there's been some crazy news stuff come out today too that we gotta go over. But I saw season 1 of Black Ops 7. And I was like, damn, man, 7 maps. That's pretty crazy. They won't keep up with that. And then I saw season 2. I was like, 7 more maps. And I was like, I was kind of getting tired of how ABI is going.
Mhm.
Some stuff in ABI is actually pretty crazy. They put out a nutty samurai skin.
Yeah, I saw
That
you
is
shit talking it on Twitter.
dude, dude, if you want to get that, so it's a roll thing, right? Like it's a gotcha deal. There's like 6 things within the bundle. You can
Right.
pay for rolls. You might get it early, but you probably are going to have to buy all the tickets and you get it on the last roll like
Yeah.
99% of the time. If you do that, it's $210 worth of bonds.
To get the skin.
Yeah. 21,000 bonds.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So they got that going for them. And then there's also, there's also, I don't even know if this is true. I can get you the link if I don't even know if I should. I'm going to mention it with the caveat that I don't know if this is true. There's a guy on Reddit,
Yeah.
In the ABI subreddit. Do you remember that video? The wiggle that killed Tarkov, the guy that bought the cheats and did the wiggle so he could see other people's. Well, somebody claimed, allegedly, they claimed that they claimed that they did that in ABI and they did spam crouching to try to see other people that could see him through the map. And they came to a similar number with like 60% of matches. They found people crouching through them through walls. I can say for a fact with the cheater problem, what they're doing in ABI is they're actually employing members of the community to do their anti-cheat work. And they're having them look through cheat clips and vote if people should be banned or not. Yeah, so they started doing that. You can apply to be one of their people to do that. And then I can also confirm they did say this in the thing, but I also know this is true. From you get a message when somebody gets banned, you get a message and you get compensated for it, you get money back and stuff.
Yeah.
They're 3-day bans. You can go back and research for people that got banned of cheating and you got compensated for, and in 4 days they're back online playing, their battle records updating.
Same name.
Yeah. So and this guy confirmed that too. He played with just ESP and he played chill and died sometimes, like to try to see how long he could go.
Yeah.
And he played for a couple weeks. Then he got banned. It was a 3-day ban. On the 4th day, he's back up and running. So a lot of the bans are for 3 days and stuff like that. Is that so they keep buying skins and stuff? I don't know. Like I don't know what's going on over there, but the game feels pretty rough. I don't know if it's all cheaters. I honestly don't. I still stand by the fact that I don't feel like I have that many blatant cheaters, but I also die weird stuff to like people shouldn't be where they are.
Right.
And running through the map with insane amount of confidence like they do.
Yeah.
You see some stuff like that in the kill cams, but yeah, man, it's kind of down a little bit. There's still the balancing issue of like people hiding with no armor on, with tier 3 stuff with red ammo, just waiting in a bush to try to tap you and take your $3 million kit.
So yeah, I mean that makes sense why you're jumping into Call of Duty, right?
Yeah,
it sounds like you're a battered what is it, Stockholm syndrome,
and I loved and we talked about it like when we first started the show. I was super into Strike Point and Battlefield because it scratched that itch, that tactical round based itch. Was great, but like those maps are pretty small for that. It doesn't quite have the depth of 2 bombs. It's got the 1 point in the middle, like a gunfight. So there's more play to be had on a AB bomb site than there is just Strike Point where it's one in the middle. But just the maps got stale, man. Just like they get stale on the big modes in Battlefield. If you need a lot of maps if you're playing an arena shooter, and it didn't have them. And also you run into the same problems you're missing out with the server browser too. I feel like of a night we'll play 2 hours of Battlefield and we'll play like the same 4 maps, even though there's like 4 of them, and you'll get them over and over and over. Just that's another issue with that comes across in the big modes of Battlefield as well.
Oh, 100%.
Just all the stuff sticks out to you.
Yep, absolutely.
With Battlefield in either side. Strike Point was cool, is cool. I'm very interested to see if Strike Point's going to be on the new maps, if they're going to keep supporting it or not. It seems like a classic thing DICE would drop.
Yep, it does. And like, well, I mean, we're going to talk about Rainbow Six here in a little bit. I think it's not necessarily a bad thing if they drop modes that aren't, being played by the community, right? And I don't know how big Strike Point was. I don't know if we'll ever have that data, but I could see them dropping it because I'll be honest, I don't remember any content creator ever talking. And I watch a lot of Battlefield YouTubers. Nobody was talking about Strike Point. I think it was you and me were kind of like the ones who were
Yeah.
playing it. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I loved it too because it's nice to stay in the same ecosystem of game.
Yeah.
So like if I want to run around with my homies on Conquest and Breakthrough, I can. And that's like, oh hey man, there's 3 of us that are, you know, wanting to sweat a little bit. Let's just pop over to Strike Point. We can stay in the same game. It feels the same. Keybinds are the same, right? Like
Yeah.
having those experiences in the same game felt nice. But then you come across all this stuff of Battlefield, and I don't get how the progression is still what it is too in Battlefield. Like it's
reading their posts like before this season comes out about how they changed the progression in RedSec to better match with the multiplayer, but didn't adjust the multiplayer to better match with a good experience. It tells you everything you fucking need to know.
Yeah, they're still calling the multiplayer progression their gold standard that they're trying to get RedSec to.
It's like, okay, well, your gold standard is starting to rust a little bit, guys, because this shit is ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get into Battlefield in a little bit here. There's another shooter that's kind of creeping its way back into the mold here. I don't know how you feel about it, but Rainbow Six just had their finals invitational over the weekend. Did you end up watching any of the esports side of it?
I did. I watched some of the round robin. It kind of checked my age a little bit and made me kind of sad. There were very few players I remembered. I remember their names on. Some of the OGs are out there, like Canadian and stuff like that. But no, I watched some of it. I always tune into that. It's always around my birthday. Like I don't know. Siege will always have a special place in my heart. And if you ever say, Crash, right now, what is your favorite FPS of all time? Like of everything, I will probably tell you Siege. I've had my best moments in gaming in Siege. My dog's named Thatcher, and I have a Maestro license plate on the front of my truck. That's awesome. My mom laser engraved for me. So like, yeah, man, I've always been a Siege. I just love it because it takes the bomb, all the stuff from the bomb modes that I talked about, and just multiplies it by 1,000.
Yeah. So I guess with that, just before we get into it, I want to reference, why did you then go to Black Ops and not jump back into Siege?
There's just, dude, that's an awesome question. It's so much more daunting to get back into Siege, man.
That's fair. You just want to like chill with the homies and play Call of Duty. It's very mindless.
Yeah, I can ask my friends that I've been running ABI with, hey man, you guys just want to hop into some search, and I can find a crew to play with and stuff like that. But with Rainbow Six, it's like, man, I gotta go research the patch notes. I haven't played really at all this whole last year, and they changed everything. I gotta figure stuff out. I'm gonna get absolutely slammed, and like playing that game solo is tough. And like, and we'll get into like why because we've both taken breaks and stuff. So we'll see what it's like. It's like trying to convince people to play that game too is tough, man. It's like people have to go through like a decision tree to decide if they're going to fire up Siege. Like,
well, to your point, like we're trying to plan a group to like go back in and play, and everybody's like, all right, we're doing it this day. And it's like a big thing of getting back into it. And we all know we're going to get our fucking asses kicked. So I feel you. But yeah, for those who don't know, Rainbow Six Year 11 is starting March 3rd. They showed off new operator, new map, bunch of new content coming for the next year. It's looking pretty good.
I'm excited to get into this stuff. I will say before we move on from the esports part of it, that some of the plays in that grand final,
bro,
were incredible, dude.
What's his name? Joom.
Different.
Diabolical how good that kid is.
Alien. Yeah. He was built in an underground government Rainbow Six lab.
Dude, I watched him, what was it, back-to-back fucking 3v1s, 3 for phase, and he just takes it out and clutches the rounds to take him into more overtime rounds.
Yeah, because they were going to use the whole shebang in front of everybody. And because FaZe already had their 2 maps. And he clutched 2 1v3s to take it to overtime, and they eventually won that map. And I was like, oh my God. And he was him. He put the team on his shoulders.
And I will say the entire crowd was behind Secret. Right. So watching those happen, the entire stadium erupts. That kid, Cloud9, you got to be feeling so fucking good. Oh yeah.
Dude, what would that feeling be like in front of thousands of people to pull a clutch off like that? Like that's a highlight, man. No, it was cool. It really makes me wish that they would actually give Siege Esports like what it needs to succeed, like to have matches like that all the time. Because there's just some insane storied 6 invitational matches, like the Empire G2 one I remember from back in the day, like just all this crazy Siege that happens, and it's such a great game for that. To just have it once a year is kind of a shame. I know they have the majors and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
they don't give anyone a reason to watch it. The people watch the Invitational because it's like it's the World Championships for that year. People tune into it.
Right.
They want to see the next year roadmap. They do all that other stuff, gets
Yeah.
more eyes on it. But I just wish sometimes esports would be able to get like other sports and give you some reasons to get invested in some of the players, get some storylines out there, get some teams with some stuff going, and
I
some,
agree.
I mean, for some drama, like get some
Yeah.
drama going, like
Well, I
stuff
saw
like other sports do.
100 Thieves just announced that they're jumping into R6. And I like the branding of 100 Thieves. I like what they did in other esports, but now that they're coming to R6, like that's going to be the team that I'm going to, okay, where are they playing? And
Yeah.
I have a sort of brand, a team to at least kind of try to back. But you're right. There's
And
really no reason to watch anything other than the 6 Invitational at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and what you're touching on there is perfect too. Like now you have a team, but like don't be surprised if next year they're back out and then you have
Yep.
that roster of players with like a completely different name.
Yep.
Like and you'll have the same teams with like different names all the time and like it's not like the big sports where it's like a city. Like COD tried to do that. Like they tried to
Yeah.
have like city teams to try to get those like player bases and I get that. That's a smart move to try to get some stake into, wanting to
Right.
watch some of these matches, but it's tough in Siege because like you said, you'll like 100 Thieves is coming in, and that's cool, and you want to watch that team, but there's like a decent chance in 2 years they won't be in it anymore, but that
Right.
roster will be somewhere, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I
So,
feel you.
I don't know, but it's cool, and, I'm excited. I had 0 hype for year 10, and I don't know if you wanna talk about that or not, but year 11 gives me some hope.
Well, I mean, yeah, before we get into year 11, because you and me both took breaks over the last year. And we were going pretty hard in it, like leading up to CJX and stuff like that. For me, my break came not even from the game itself. I actually really enjoyed the launch of CJX. I was fucking with it. And then I took some time off because I had to focus on game development and I just didn't have time to stream and play games. And I was just, the time was crazy. But then when I came back, none of the boys were playing it. And then it was shortly after that, the cheaters started to run rampant and then everything just went to shit in Q4 of last year. So for me, if I didn't have to take that time off, I'd probably still be playing it like daily. You fall out of it and then your friends aren't playing it. So we're just playing other things. We're back into
I don't
deadlock
know.
and everything
I don't know
else.
if you'd be playing it daily. I feel like there's an ebb and flow with that game. Like
Maybe.
you get into it and you're like, all right, I'm gonna get back into Siege again. And then you do, and you start doing well, and you're like, hell yeah. And then you start getting up in rank, and what's your reward? Your reward is playing against insane demons that piss you off and cheaters.
Yeah.
Like that's what you get.
Well, and
So,
that's the thing for me. I was actually talking to Fuzz about this. I saw the cheating problems being called out online for Rainbow Six, but I'm not good enough in the game. And maybe it's because it is that ebb and flow where I never play long enough to get up to those higher ranks. I never run into cheaters in that game. Very rarely.
yeah.
And if I do, I don't notice them, right? Or if I do, it might be like 1 out of a fucking 150 games. So like,
Yeah.
and I find that a lot of the time you see like the big content creators and the pro players start to talk about the cheating. And then that mindset starts to trickle down to everybody else who's playing it. Because really what everybody likes about games like Rainbow Six and Counter-Strike and all this is it's the community. You want to play a game that's healthy. You want to play that's why we talk about player numbers, right? And so if the community mindset is that this game is negative because of the cheaters, because the top echelon of players are talking about it because they're actually running into those issues, I guarantee you most people that are bitching about cheaters in multiplayer games don't run into cheaters. They hear so many people talking about it and then they just think that it's everywhere, right? Go ahead.
The point I thought you were going to make is where you were headed with that is along those same lines. Follow me to the point where also it plants a seed in your head that there's cheaters. So then you get killed by somebody that might have an angle, might have got lucky, and you're like, well, all these other people are seeing cheaters. I am too.
Exactly.
And I get what you're saying. If I'm like playing by myself, probably in the elo that I belong, cheaters aren't going to be that big a deal for me either. But in the stack of guys I was playing with last time, there was some champs on there like J Bugs and my other buddy.
For sure.
Yeah, my other buddy Red, who's like he was like diamond all the time and ranked 1.0, like really good. Like, and some of his friends are insane. Like they were, perennial, like every season diamond players. So when you play with those guys, then I would start to like feel the cheaters and stuff. But if I play where I belong, I shouldn't.
And that's
I shouldn't have too much of a problem with cheaters. But go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't play with Jay because he drags me up to demon lobbies and I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this because I don't know if I don't think they're cheating, but I don't even want to fucking think about it. I want to actually have fun when I play. So I try to avoid playing with him as much. I like the guy, but holy fuck, man. I don't belong in the same room as you when it comes to Rainbow Six.
Yeah. Yep. I get that. No, that happens to me a lot. And that might be why I took a break too, because I was playing with those guys all the time.
Yeah.
But it made it really cool when I would pull off a really cool play and then look at the guy I killed stats. Like that felt pretty cool as an almost 40-year-old.
Right. Yeah, you're still
But we got to get, Ubisoft, if you're listening, Eve, my man, let's get some like age-based ranks going.
Oh,
some divisions out there.
Yeah, like carpal tunnel division.
Yeah. Yeah. Get me in the 40-year-old one and I'm gonna, I feel like I can hang.
Hell yeah.
So that's the other thing. I'm nervous to get back into year 11. I want to, but I just don't know if I can hang at my age anymore, man.
You're a demon when it comes to shooters. Like, you're really good. Every time we played R6 like last year or whatever, you were fucking killing it.
Well, I got to use my wits.
Yeah.
I got to use my wits. It's like,
but yeah, going into the roadmap here, guys, we just kind of took a few things that we wanted to talk about. Obviously, I think the big change that I'm looking forward to, I think you are too, is ranked 3.0. So they're no longer having the hidden skills, the MMR, the hidden shit. Dumb. I don't know why they did it. And like for me, watching the invitational and watching this presentation, a lot of it was, we fucked up, but we're not going to say we fucked up. We're just going to revert the changes that people are clearly pissed off about, right?
Yeah, dude.
Ranked 3.0. I think
ranked 1.0.
It was ranked. I think you said that in my stream today. We can't call it 1.0. We have to call it 3, but it's essentially the same as 1. That's good. Yeah. So we're going back. They're also reworking hostage for competitive, which I don't know what that means yet, but that's apparently coming in season 4 of year 11. So probably quarter 4 this year. I love hostage. I fucking love hostage modes dating back to like SOCOM and Ghost Recon. I just love that escort mode, and I want to see what they do with it. And then they're dropping dual front as well. They're calling it their final assignment. They want to go out with a bang.
With rank 3.0 or with rank 2.0 and with dual front, they just Ubisofted pretty hard. Rainbow Six just got a real hard Ubisoft and with some really questionable decisions. I think with the rank, they just wanted people to feel like they wanted to feel that dopamine of going up those ranks. Yep. So if you start at copper every single year, like you get that little dopamine hit, would make people want to come back every season to get that. Cause I mean, if you think about it, if you're like a copper, bronze, silver player, nothing against you, man. But if you do your placement matches and you place bronze and you stay bronze all season, like you never get that dopamine. So I think that's what they were going for, but it's terrible. It's terrible. And there's a myriad of reasons why. And then dual front was like, dude, that was such the biggest head scratcher. And if we want to just rewind for a quick second, that's one of the biggest reasons I didn't play last year. I was so like disappointed in Siege X.
Yeah.
Like I was excited when they said, we're going to redo all the maps and new lighting and do all these cool systems and take down the cheaters. Like we're going to do binary hardening and recode the game to help with cheaters. I thought it was going to be great. Then they only did a few of the maps.
Yeah.
The cheating got so bad, the game actually got hacked. Like the game got hacked like 3 times. And the servers got brought down and they stole a bunch of currency and like all that stuff happened. It was just such a disappointment. And they spent all that time instead of finishing those maps, making a dual front mode that is completely not Siege.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing. It's not even close to Siege. So like you said, I think dropping dual front, fixing ranked, it was a lot of, man, we really screwed that up and they're kind of back. Do you think it has to do with the new director? Or do you think it's just they were going to do it anyway?
No, I think they were going to do it anyway. I think they saw the player base dipping. I think they saw the fact that Jinxie stepped away from the game, right? That's a huge indicator for where the community is feeling. When Siege X was coming out, man, they were sitting at like 150,000 concurrent on Steam anyway. And then it dropped to like 30, 40. And like, so they lost over 50% of their player base in less than a year. So they had to make some changes. I will say, I think bringing in Josh Mills is going to be a net positive because that is somebody who like genuinely, you talk about like corporate execs who aren't connected to the communities and they don't give a fuck. That guy genuinely gives a fuck about Siege and the community. And he has,
I think he does.
To the ground. Yeah. He gets very emotional every time he talks about the game. He loves it.
Yeah, dude. He was up there when they, at the end, like he got all teary eyed and stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm not crying. You're crying.
He just seems like a good dude. And so for me too, though, it feels like mechanically and like for the actual like software, they're it looks like they're going back to their roots. They're getting rid of like modes that don't give a shit. They're adding a social hub. That's cool. But then if you actually look at the story and the fact that we're getting Calypso Casino as one of the first maps, they're reaching back to Rainbow Six Vegas. That's great. The cinematic calls back on Bishop, who was a character from Rainbow from way back in Vegas as well. So it looks to me like they took a look at where the game was headed and just from all angles and just said, okay, we need to dial it back. We need to start getting back to our roots and figure out why people fell in love with us in the first place and go. That being said, though, they said a lot of good things last year at the Invitational. And CJX was supposed to be this revolutionary thing, like you said. We're getting rid of cheaters. Fuck. He stood on it. Fuck cheaters. Blah, blah, blah. And you guys got absolutely decimated by that. And it turns out that all of your R6 shield guard and stuff didn't do a fucking thing. So for me, I'm coming back to this as I really want to play the game. I want to like it. I want to enjoy it. But I actually don't trust a word that you guys are saying. I don't.
No,
I'm excited.
Smart.
I'm excited because I love the game. But like, they're talking about in year 12, you're going to have 4 operators every year, 1 a season. We'll see. I don't believe you, but we'll get there and see. Do you know, and this was a question I wanted to ask, do you know, did they fix the rest of the maps up with the lighting and stuff like that?
I am not 100% sure on that one. I will say in season 1 of year 11, they have a thing on there that says new modernized maps, and they have Oregon, Villa, and Coastline.
So is that the modernized maps? Is that the CJX treatment that they were doing?
Because they showed, I don't think it necessarily is, because I remember in the reveal, they showed Villa was one of the first ones getting a modernization, and they were adding walls.
Yeah, and like garage doors and stuff. Yes.
Things. And they said there's going to be a bomb site in the basement again. So you'll have a reason to go in the basement, which will be cool, because that was only for like secure area and stuff in the past. And that whole part of the map never got used. So no, I'm not, I'm actually not sure like if they did the lighting passes and textures and all that stuff on all of them yet.
Because I like the lighting passes and the maps that did it, but then it was just like, yeah, we only did like 4 of the maps or 5 of the maps. Like $1 billion studio, the only game that you guys have going for you at this point. You absorbed the X Defiant team. How are we getting half-assed updates like that?
Yeah, that was crazy to me. That was such a like spit in the face to the fans, to the players. It's just like, yeah, CJX, we're gonna modernize all the maps, but by all of we mean half.
Right.
And that was just like a weird thing to advertise as a marquee feature and then not even have it done.
Well, and for me too, I even though I'm excited for Rank 3.0, I get the same kind of feeling going into this one as well. Why is Rank 3.0 coming in season 2?
Yeah.
That feels like it should be it was a marquee staple of the reveal, but on March 3rd, we're getting Solid Snake and we're not getting the new Ranked 3.0. We're not getting the new map. That just seems weird to kick off a new year without the marquee features yet again.
Yeah, it would be really cool to kick off a new year with just like a bam, like it just come out swinging with the new map and stuff like that.
Yeah,
would be pretty cool, because it's been a long time, I feel like, since we've had like a super new map.
Well, and I'm curious because like I played Calypso Casino back in Rainbow Six Vegas. It was the best map in the game. I'm curious, is this like an inspirational thing? Or is it the same kind of layouts? Like, what is it?
I bet they had to balance it for the game and stuff. But they said there's a lot of Easter eggs, so that'd be cool to.
Yeah. So it sounds like they made a casino map and they're calling it Calypso as a.
I bet.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to be, because I know there's going to be videos of people going through that old map and then comparing it to this one. It's going to be completely different, but.
I bet it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited, but I just don't trust them. They lost a lot of trust with the last like 6 months or so, I would say.
Should I rapid fire some of these changes coming?
Yeah, go for it.
See if there's something you want to hit on. So we get Solid Snake, which he's gonna have a little mini map that he can see and look around corners. So
almost like a heartbeat sensor, right?
Yeah, kind of like that. But I think you can sit there and scan and like just see people like from a UAV, like a UAV almost.
Yeah.
I'm speaking in COD talk now. I'm a big COD
player. You're a big COD guy now. Yeah. I finally got UAVs coming up.
There's gonna be a new, but it lets you know and stuff. So I think it'll fit fine.
It looks cool.
It's not gonna be too crazy. Then there's gonna be a new sidearm. There's gonna be the new 1v1 mode. This was interesting too. Later there's gonna be a 3v3 mode. The thing I thought was cool here was they said depending on reception, if there's a ton of it, they'll consider adding a ranked division.
Yep.
To 1v1 and 3v3. New modernized maps, Oregon, Villa, and Coastline. Those are getting actual like layout changes, wall changes. We saw Villa is going to be the first one. Different ranked. There's going to be 2 ranked map rotations every season, so they're going to change up the ranked maps every season.
Yep.
Dual fronts getting sunsetted. Metal Gear Solid event and another one in-game event later. I really don't care about that stuff. I'm not going to talk about anti-cheat because that's just a coin flip.
Yeah, you're right.
Then there's going to be big balancing updates. I like these more than other people kind of do, I think. They're going to change Scopos, Flores, Alibi, and Ballistic Shields, and the F2 gets grips now. I like those because we talked about, pulling levers in a game. One of the main ones that stay relatively the same. We just talked the whole first part of the show about how we needed maps. The thing that's cool about Rainbow is they can tweak ops and completely change how the game's played too. So I think that's cool. That's going to keep the game fresh.
If I can say one thing about that, though, I've had a lot of conversations with Abel, who is a pretty avid Rainbow Six player, and he's brought up his frustrations with seemingly making changes to ops, weapons, and gadgets, and they're adding grips to this gun and they're changing the scopes in this one. And it feels like it's arbitrarily changing things just to put out on a roadmap that they're changing things. I don't know how you feel about that. You say you like it.
Yeah. No, I think I like it when they do ones that make sense, that change the meta. When something's really strong, they change it up so you have to play stuff differently. I like that. But yeah, some of the changes I don't make sense, and I understand they're for a higher tier of players than I am.
That's fair.
So I get that too. But overall, I think I like the fact that they change stuff like that, just because it changes how things get played.
Yep. No, that's fair.
Sometimes. Yeah. And they're going to do 4 balancing patches. So they're upping those. They're committing to those, like that they're going to balance 4 times. So we'll see how that goes. And then changing match up play. But that's going to be the one that's coming. And then arguably, like you said, I'm more excited for season 2. Dokubi's getting a remaster. She's annoying. Yeah, dude. She got banned so much all the time forever since op bans came out. And they're going to change her primary weapon. But yeah, rank 3.0 is going to be the thing there. I'm interested to see what they do with training and onboarding. But they're going to rotate trial operators, so they're going to change how that goes. I saw later sometime they're adding operator mastery, so another thing of progression that you can get within each operator. I don't know. And then a shield counter defense operator, that's going to be good. Yeah, because shields have been so strong since they let them run through walls and reload behind them. They buff shields so massively, and that brings to mind another reason I sat out kind of last year. I hate shield play, dude.
Well, and didn't they say that now you can't run through a wall that's like full heal or full health, right? So you have to put some damage into it before you can crack it. So
run through the barricade. Yep.
So that's cool a little bit, I think.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. They're doing a legend division. Again, don't have to worry about that because I am in fact not a legend. They're going to do targeted map updates, update walls to breach hatches, bomb sites. Oh, Villa. Okay. Wait, so that's in season 3 where Villa's getting a new layout.
Gotcha.
So I think new modernized maps means the lighting and stuff.
So they still haven't even finished that over the last year.
I think that's what that means.
That's crazy.
Because I remembered him giving Villa as an example of new changes, a targeted map update. That's season 3. Season 1 says new modernized maps, Oregon, Villa, Coastline.
So yeah, we're just getting some lighting changes. Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Kicking off year 11 mediocrely.
Right. Yeah. Pretty mediocrely.
And, yeah. And then 3v3. 3 new modernized maps with graphics and destructible ingredients will be in season 3. So there's 3 more maps that aren't done. That's going to be season 3 of year 11.
I think they're also dropping 3 for season 4 as well.
Is that? And then
is that not
new modernized maps? 3 new. Yeah. So they still have at least 9 that aren't done.
I think there's only 9 maps in the game. Am I crazy?
That's how it feels. So yeah, we're gonna have to check my math on that.
Right.
Jesus, that's crazy. Christ. New modernized maps like every season.
Yeah. I mean, it's good, but it's one of those things I just don't trust.
Should have been done, man.
Yeah. I feel like they said that it was going to be done last year, like over the course of the next year, but I guess not.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
I guess not. But anyway, I have more hope for this year 11 than I did for year 10 for sure.
It feels like an Operation Health.
Yeah, a little bit. And I also have to chuckle at the let's just wipe that X off the logo real
Yep.
quick.
Yep. That
That
was
off of
nice.
there. Like
Yep.
a shout out Overwatch 2.
Yep. And it's funny, they came out and said, and a lot of people were defending it, like, oh, they said from the beginning this was just year 10. 10 is X, Siege X. It's like, you don't go through an entire rebrand like you did, new logo, new everything, and just wipe it a year later.
1 year, yeah.
That's very strange. That being said, I still like the new logo better than the old one. That's just me though.
Yeah. I miss the 6 with the handgun.
I don't. I thought it was fucking cheeks. I
got a hat with it on it.
I have a keychain with it on it, and sure,
Yeah,
it's
so see, you got
nostalgic,
memorabilia.
but I do
mean,
like the way the bullet kind of curves through the 6 to make the 6 curve at the top. I thought that was definitely an upgrade,
but the new Siege with the hammer, with
That's
Sledge's
cool.
hammer in there,
Yep.
is pretty cool.
Yep, I like it.
We'll be playing. We'll have to play some games.
I agree. Yeah,
We'll have to see if I can nade you like that one time in the bank basement. I'll never forget it.
You did that, and I don't think you said another thing to me besides that you feel bad for that for the next 2 weeks after that. You just, every time I talk to you, it's just like,
bringing
man,
it back.
remember that time I
feeling is
naded you?
flooding me. It's flooding over me again.
That was so funny, bro.
That was so bad, dude. Just really quickly for the listeners, we were in a sweaty match on bank. We had the advantage. We were putting the plant down. I threw a nade. It hit the door jam, came back, friendly fired, and killed Fry while he was planting the bomb, dude.
Yeah, we had that bomb plant, and it was a sweaty game. We were taking
it was sweaty.
So
we were
serious.
attacking the basement, which is tough, and we had a sick plant set up. Everybody was in their spot, and it was the biggest. It was so bad. The biggest throw of all time. Dude.
Yeah, it was so funny. But yeah, you felt so bad for like 2 weeks.
I still do. Maybe I take it too serious. That's why I got to take breaks.
Well, that's me and Deadlock though, and me and Siege. I'm just so competitive.
That's the thing. And I had a really good run with the team. So I was playing with Boogs and Red and No Good and some of those guys, and we stuck together. And we made a pact before we started playing, like, we're too old to get that fired up about a video game.
Right.
We're going to try to take calm. If we lose, we lose. We're going to try really hard, have good comms, but we're not going to get tilted. And it lasted for a while. And we had a couple good months, but then we started getting, people started getting close to their diamond. I was getting into Emerald, and it's like, man, I just want to enjoy it, but I get so damn competitive, man.
Yeah, the tilt. Well, I broke my fucking keyboard playing Deadlock a couple weeks ago. Just smash and grab, and then realized I broke one of the little latches underneath that keeps it tilted. I was tilted.
I slammed the mouse and broke it.
Yep. And I hate it because I'm a grown ass man. I shouldn't be like this, but I just am.
Dude, if I do something like that, the millisecond after, I feel so stupid.
Yep. Same here. But it's just,
I feel disgusted with myself. It's like, look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you.
You're such a piece of shit.
It's a video game. How old are you?
Yeah, no, but just something about it just gets me so fired up.
Yep.
That'll happen. March 3rd, Rainbow Six Year 11 starting off pretty mediocrely. I'm very much looking forward to season 2. But I'll be in there playing. I need an FPS that's giving me that round base, kind of like you with Black Ops, but I'm just not playing Black Ops. I'll skip that one this year.
But you see how I got there. I chose to take the easy path. I can get some friends and just play.
I can see how you can get there, but then to pull out the wallet, do the transaction, and install the thing, I can't get there. Not quite.
I've got a lot of maps and content. $45.
That is definitely true. Anyways, with that, I think it's time to jump into
the comments, bro.
Oh, it's going to be a disaster.
Let's go to patch notes. Guys, welcome into the patch notes part of the show where we're going to talk about, that's right, patch notes. We're going to look at the Battlefield Season 2. I'm a professional, Fry. We're going to look at the Battlefield 6 Season 2 stuff and talk about it, react to it. We're going to start it off with the main thing that's coming down the pipeline that everybody wants. I would say maps, but it's just one to start things off with on February 17th. The new map, Contaminated, is going to be the big feature. And I want to get Fry's take on it immediately because he has played it. I have not. So how are we feeling about it?
So just so you guys are aware, this is dropping, what's the date today? Today's the 16th. We're recording it. So it's the day before the season comes out. This will be available publicly on the 20th. So It's a little bit of a weird timing thing here. But I played Contaminated. They invited me to a little playtest last week with a ton of different content creators. It's a cool map. I did a quick little test from one spawn point to the farthest conquest point is about 550 meters. So it's a medium-sized map with a bunch of different areas, forest, there's urban areas, there's this big, huge, like, trench warfare, like World War I looking area. There's a huge hangar, and then there's a big underground portion of this map as well, where you go into these underground bunkers, and it kind of starts to turn into a little bit of like an Operation Metro kind of meat grinder down there. But the big gimmick is this VL7 smoke that happens throughout the map. There's certain like conquest flags that have smoke, and I think it changes every round. I think it's different.
That was my question.
Yeah, because I think in the first game we played, one of the underground bunkers had the smoke popping, and then in the second one, it was one of the ones near the urban area, and it was like kind of like trailing out into the forest and stuff like that.
Man, that's great. People have been clamoring for that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it's this psychoactive smoke that you have a gas. Well, here's why it doesn't matter. You have a fucking gas mask that if you walk into the smoke, you just hit a button and you put your gas mask on. And then it has a little drain thing. And then if it runs out, you pull the gas mask off because you can't use it anymore. And then it recharges over time, and then you could throw the gas mask on again. Every single engagement I had in the smoke was not, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It just felt annoying because I can't see, 2 feet in front of me. And that was about it.
Yeah.
It feels so gimmicky.
Yeah, that feels like, to me, just my initial take is like that's something they made for RedSec, and they're like, well, since we built it, let's just put it in.
Ding, ding, 100%. Well, and also they have that limited time mode, right? The psychoactive VL7 smoke mode that I don't think anybody's going to care about or play, right? The map itself is very beautiful. It flows well. There's a lot of different routes in and out. It's one of the better maps in the map pool, and you could probably I have to put more time in. I only got about an hour and a half on it. It's one of the better maps in the pool, but it's not big enough to have jets. So it's fucking little birds, choppers, ground vehicles. Yet again, we don't have that large scale battlefield experience there, but it's
I got some good news for you.
Sure.
You're going to get some more time with it. You're going to get 3 months with it, bud.
Yeah, no shit.
It's the only combined arms map that's coming this entire season. So you're in luck.
Yeah.
You get plenty of time with it.
No shit. Okay, you've seen the trailer. You've seen a little bit of the gameplay. What do you think about it?
So yeah, I haven't played it, so my opinion's probably pointless, but the middle part looks really open. I did notice that looking at the bird's eye view of it. That was kind of weird, but other than that, I like it. I like the verticality kind of on the side of the mountain. It reminded me of the Monte Grappa map from BF1. So yeah, I like it. It's just, man, it's one combined arms map in an entire season. We are going to get the new map in the 17th, 1 month later. March 17th is going to be coming, so that's good. More maps are always good, but man, one map, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do to the player numbers, but I can't imagine a ton. But I'm excited to hear you say it plays good. So what's that mean for you, right? Or like, what does that mean for a player? It's like there's going to be the playlist where you can go play it. So you're going to get in and you're going to put 10, 20 hours into it, and then it's going to feel like another map in the rotation. And
if that, honestly, I think a lot of players are already starting to feel burned out. They're probably going to play it a handful of times, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Like how many people do you know that are grinding for because we got new weapons coming too, right? We got a marksman rifle and assault rifle. I got to use the VCR assault rifle. It's not great. It's not bad, but it's not it's a lot of recoil. Am I going to be grinding the challenges to unlock attachments for it? Maybe some players do that. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Yeah, that takes forever, and it's painful to get attachments. So I basically have the 2 guns that I like to use, and they're maxed out, and I just use those.
Yep.
So
I think most people.
Did you fly the Little Bird?
I can't fly helicopters. I will crash them instantly. But I did watch Level Cap fly a Little Bird against me on the other team, and he was fucking dog walking our team. And then I had to switch to engineer because he was fucking it up. The Little Birds do look cool. There's 2 different ones. It's the AH6 Little Bird, and then the MH350, which is another smaller. I don't think it's the Little Bird, but it's kind of the same shape and size. They look cool flying around, especially you can take, there's some areas where you can actually, and they show it in the trailer too, you can actually take that Little Bird and fly it underneath in the bunker through the path where vehicles usually go and come out the other side. It's pretty cool, the maneuverability of them just watching from the ground. But no, I've never been able to fly them.
Yeah, man. That's cool. I'm gonna have like PTSD from Battlefield 4. I'm a terrible pilot as well.
Yeah.
That's why I generally do play engineer, because I like blowing up vehicles. It makes me happy.
Too. Yep.
To swat them out of the sky.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Overall, just with the one map, and it almost is like a little bit of like a dagger in the heart that you say it's good because you know they can do it.
And this is what I said. I said, this is the shining light in an otherwise very mediocre, if not downright bad season. And that sucks. It's worse, because if you were to take that map and scale it up 50%, add a couple other points of interest, and just make it that combined arms with the jet, have the airspace, it's the best. That becomes the best map in the game by far. Yeah. Just because of I love the look of it, the visuals of it. You get the mountains in the back, the time of days. It's very it's a vibrant map, and I like it, but there's nothing that's keeping me there. You know,
there's a subset of people on Twitter who would say that you just like to bitch and complain, and it's free, so you should be happy.
Oh,
they're out there.
Those people are out there in droves. Those people are also what we refer to as sheep, who will consume the slop. I didn't ask for free. And that's one thing that I think people got to realize, right? We didn't ask for free. You guys did, because you didn't like the fact that you had to spend $20 to get content. Because my friend bought this map pack and I can't play on it because I'm an entitled piece of shit. That's what it is. And it's so funny that we get called negative for saying it. No. I fully believe in pulling out my wallet and spending money on content and giving the developers my money. We talked about it on the podcast with Joe Brammer. Fuck live service.
And Dean too.
And Dean, yeah. Fuck live service, man. This shit is, it's unacceptable from a standpoint of leading up to the launch. And you pointed this out, how many times Andrew Wilson said this is going to be the biggest and robust, best live service that Battlefield has ever had. And then it's never that.
Yeah, and those comments got me to thinking, what is crazy about this? I tweeted this too. You have a studio that is bigger, studios, plural, five of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you this looks exactly like it's the meme of like a 2042 season and this season, and it's the Office meme of these are the same picture.
Yep.
It's the same amount of content we were getting back in 2042 when they had to rebuild all the maps and fix the game. This is such a shame to me, because you actually have a awesome base of a game.
You do.
And so where did all those resources go that used to have, that built them all back in 2042? And even we're talking resources, you know, they talk about, there's an awesome article that's so timely that we're going to get to in a minute. Like maps are one of the most, you know, time intensive things they do. Then why, if you have 5 studios versus what you had back in the day, is there so much less content? Like, it doesn't make any sense, other than I think that a lot of the community is like those sheep that are just gaslit into expecting, like, I think they feel like if they hit us with these seasons for so long, it just becomes what we expect, what everybody's supposed to be happy with, and they move on. And their big pay is, do I go conspiracy theory tinfoil hat here and say, like, they make all their money on launch on the $70 price tag, and they're just stringing along people to say they're supporting it with these small amount of maps, and most of the teams are already working for the next big payday of Battlefield 7.
Dude, 100%. I mean, that's not even conspiracy. That is exactly what's happening. Right?
That's just business, baby.
That's business, baby. Okay, you were climbing all over the chair. You need to relax, girl.
Kitty on set.
Kitty on set. No, that's what it is, dude. It's so sad, because the monetization model back in the day with premium and the expansions and stuff like that, I get that it split the player base, and that's not a good solution. And I think you couldn't go back to that now without pissing off even more people. But I think what's happened now, and we just kind of have to accept it at this point or don't play, is the fact that a new generation of gamer has grown up live service. So these kids that are coming out here talking shit on Twitter, they like that's all they know. They never got to experience what it was like to actually and to me it was so much more fair back then. How much was
to both parties?
Yeah, no, how much was the expansion passes for Battlefield 4 back in the day? They were like $24.99, right? $25. And you got 4 fucking maps and by this time in Battlefield 4's lifespan, they dropped 16 new maps.
Yeah. That's more than a whole game's worth already.
How much? And so $24.99, $25, that's $75 for all of that extra content. And now they expect us to pay for the battle passes. How much would you have spent on a battle pass? And Battlefield Pro subscriptions and all this other fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And it doesn't work.
You could do $49.99 for the whole year.
Okay.
And you get all of them. Back in the day.
So
it was $50.
$50. And so, but
for the whole couple years.
EA isn't happy with $50 for a year. They want you to spend.
I mean, they sell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
2 $25 skins.
Yep.
And it's way easier to make a skin than it is an entire map.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
They probably making more money.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, it's fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's great content.
Yeah.
Do you think the balance is impeccable?
What is this, dude?
She's
a chubby old lady. She's never this move. Okay, you're gonna break your legs.
Stay safe, kitty.
What are you
for the listeners? Fry has a friend on top of his chair.
This is Pepper.
What's that cat's name?
This
Pepper.
Is Pepper. She's such an old lady. You should not be jumping around like that. I know.
That's awesome.
All right, keep going.
Do you think it goes deep enough to the point where like they did some like super crazy analytics to say like what's the minimum amount of content that we can keep enough player bases or enough of a player base to cash in on skins?
Dude, 100%.
Like so they're doing like the bare minimum to keep just enough players
if you
cash in on full well knowing that all the people that are pissed right now are going to fork over for Battlefield 7.
If you it's all what's the word? Not it's analytical, but it's also like they go into like consumer purchasing trends and like the psychology of it. If you think back to when Splitgate 2 launched, they had the guy who used to work at Activision who handled the microtransaction psychology of it. And so that's how they figure out all of their pricing structure. And yeah, they go into all of that stuff. And it's all optimized to make as much money as possible for as little effort as possible and for as little overhead and investment to go into it. That's why we're not seeing the maps. And this is why on Twitter I saw Westy, he's becoming more vocal about it as somebody who's been, I would say, positively covering Battlefield for years. And he says, why do they keep getting it wrong? And I corrected him and I said, I think it's time to just accept that they're not getting it wrong. This is what they want to do. They don't care about what you're saying. Like, I don't know, how many more years do we got to talk about it before it changes? And it's only getting worse, right?
Yeah. No, that is true. Yeah. I get into it like, why aren't they must be incompetent. Like, why aren't they making more maps? And then it's like, they're doing it on purpose and we're all kind of getting duped.
Yeah, 100%. And
like, that's why I bought COD, maybe, kind of like in a really jacked up way. Like I supported it because we're getting a lot of like, I don't know.
Sure. But so and then the question you have to ask and what you can go into is why do you think you're getting a shit ton of content this year in Black Ops 7?
Yeah. No.
Why this year did you get the content to win the player base back? Because they know
it's the worst selling COD in 18 months, and they don't have the player base. They want to make their targets with skin sales, so they're trying to bring people back. I got duped again, dude.
But the thing is, though, is a company that's working to bring players back is much more, I don't want to say trustworthy, but that's much more appealing to me than a company that thinks they have the world and are giving you fucking nothing for it. And that's where Battlefield is right now. And I think if you take both of those paths, one of those is going to find a redemption arc, and one of them is going to burn out really, really fast. And I think we're seeing it right now with Battlefield.
Yeah.
They got cocky.
And then, yeah, they did. But I don't think anything will make them change because they made more money than they ever have with the launch of this game.
Oh, exactly. Battlefield 7 is going to come out, and it's going to, oh man, they're gonna remake Wake Island from Battlefield 2, and that's going to be a pre-order bonus. And then if you pre-order, you're going to get 5-day early access, and then you're going to get all you get. And it's, oh man, you guys getting on Battlefield 7, and it's the same fucking thing. And I fall for it too, bro.
And it'll be like Black Ops 19 or Modern Warfare 58, and like
Price is back, and he's fucking dressed like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle or something. Like, it's just the same fucking shit. Yeah, don't growl at me. All right.
So to go along the lines, I mean, I don't even know if the rest of the roadmap for the season is worth getting into. There's going to be another map in a month, which is great, but it is, if you're a combined arms person, it's an underground meat grinder. It's another infantry only map.
Yep.
The Hagenthal base. There is gameplay of that floating around, and that's what it looks like. It looks like one of those type of maps. Not quite as linear as Metro, but just that same kind of gameplay. It's just a heavy infantry focused game.
Yep.
So that's what it is. It's staying that way. And then there was an article that dropped a little bit ago, actually earlier today, on The Gamer that Fry and I were going to comment on, because it is one of the developers, the DICE producer, Phil. How do I say that last name?
Girette.
Yeah, sounds right. They asked him about, taking the feedback on needing bigger maps, how the season 2 delay was. And he said, we see the feedback and we hear it very loudly. We're really happy that people just, want more stuff than we can provide. After the extension of season 1 and after the launch, which went pretty smoothly for Battlefield standards, you have to caveat that. That's wild.
Right.
We decided that season 2 needs a bit more time. I think the extension was one of the major factors where people now feel like, where's the new stuff? So if we had people playing the new stuff already, hopefully that would be a little bit better. So he's saying the reason people are complaining is just because the season was delayed and not because it's 2 maps in 4 months.
Right. Out of touch.
So this guy gets it. Not. Yeah. Gee whiz, man. I was trying to look for that other quote. The topic of map size. He says, what we're doing on top of that, like we see in season 2, is more maps and bigger maps. Like, that's false. We need to make sure that the maps hit the quality and match the expectations of what players want. We're already testing Gold Mud Railway early on labs now, so that's a step in the right direction. There is more maps, of course, something that we will look more into, but also maps are one of the most time-intensive things that we build. We'll need some more time.
Yep.
Who could have seen this coming, Fry, that they would need more maps?
Well, and this is why, like, I just don't believe them. I mean, I believe them when they say that it's the most time-intensive thing, right?
Yeah.
And so I was streaming the other day, and I said, why didn't they delay Battlefield 6, knowing that it's the most time-intensive, knowing that they have their ear to the ground, they get the feedback? Why wouldn't they have delayed it a year and spent this last year just working on a content pipeline to bring as many maps in the live service as possible?
Because they don't need it to sell skins. I learned that in the last segment of our show.
Yes. All of what he's saying here is bullshit.
No, it is. Yeah, it is. And some of it's just like false. But the thing that Gold Mud Railway is so funny to me, that totally seems like oh my God, we need a big map. We don't have time to build one. Let's get this one going in the pipeline.
Yeah.
I tell people about it so they can kind of say, so when people are like, there's no big maps, and you can say, well, we got Gold Mud coming.
Exactly.
Like, it's like sticking your finger in the dam, like, to stop the hole, is what the Gold Mud Railway feels like.
And you know what, man? I feel so fucking vindicated seeing so many content creators starting to sound like me 6 years ago. It's so good looking, and I hate being like this. It's so good looking around and seeing all of, and I don't want to call them shills, I don't want to do any of that, but all of the ones who have been on the defense for this stuff and have only wanted to focus on the positives for years because it helps their career. And then now they're getting burnt out on the same song and fucking dance. And now they're actually calling it like it actually is, and like it has been for quite some time. It feels good because we need that.
Yeah. I made some, I don't make negative videos very often, but I made a lot of them on 2042. It was so bad. And then I really didn't cover Battlefield 6 too much, as much as I should have probably, but
I think one of the big things this time around that we've seen as like a defensive run is, well, it's not even close to as bad as 2042. And I agree. And I think that's why I'm more frustrated here. Or I shouldn't say more, but I'm frustrated here because you guys actually have something. And it's less about the bugs and the glitches and the server performance and all of that. And it's more about, like, you can clearly tell the people who built Battlefield 6 weren't the same people that built Battlefield 4. And you don't understand what actually goes into making a solid Battlefield title. You can have the gunplay, the mechanics and all that, but if you don't understand what makes Battlefield, then it doesn't even matter. And I think that's where I'm frustrated.
Honestly, man, I think they do know that stuff. I think they know all that stuff. I think we've just seen the game go from a labor of love to the original DICE devs that made Arc Raiders now.
Yeah.
That make games out of love for the franchise to making it a money generator.
Yep.
It is what it is now. And what's really annoying is they're standing on the shoulders of those giants and still cashing in on all that nostalgia is what they're cashing in on. And I mean, it's kind of how it felt, but like just talking through it with you over this episode is like, dude, that's what it is. It's not that they can't make those maps. And even just a little bit ago, you know, we asked that question, why aren't they doing it with 5 studios or not making all those maps?
Right.
Because they don't have to.
Yeah. They're already on to the next one.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's what I've just, and my eyes have been open on this episode. I hope you guys have too. You're welcome. But yeah, it's like it went from a labor of love to actually just wanting to make a good game for the community, for the people, and building that, to let's see what the minimum player base we need to hit our revenue marks with the skins. It's way easier, way less work. We can take this giant chunk of those 5 studios, get them on the next one, and hit that big payday on Battlefield 7.
Yep. They want to turn it into a yearly release.
They did say that. Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
the other thing that was that in this one, the Battlefield 6 dev, Charlie Intel quoted this. I couldn't find it in that article. I thought that's where it came from. But Charlie Intel tweeted this as well. Now the trailer has dropped, the roadmap has dropped. We're all sitting in our chairs, biting our nails a little bit, hoping as many players as possible come back to the game or check it out for the first time.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You don't care. I don't think they care, man.
They don't.
I don't think they care.
Here's the thing.
They would do something about it because we're in the second game of the same shit.
The devs might care a little bit, but the chokehold that has them by the balls is the execs and the people that are doing the financing of it, right? And at the end of the day, like, if they're putting millions of dollars into it, they're going to have the final fucking say. But that's what we've been saying for years. The people that have the final say don't actually care about what the consumer wants. They care about hitting revenue goals, and that's it. We're watching it like literally get wrung out, like every ounce. What can we get from these motherfuckers? They're sheep. Let's put some skins in from fucking Battlefield 4. Let's get the I guarantee you by the end of this year, we're gonna see the Bad Company skins trying to hit on nostalgia, and that's gonna be in one of the storefronts. They're gonna sell those skins they're gonna do everything in their power to get as much from people as possible. And it's so sickening, bro. Because the sad part is I like the game in small bursts. I want to like it in long bursts. I want to give you more fucking money to give me, but it just doesn't connect.
No, that's why I touched on a little bit why it's like almost even more sad. So like 2042 like pissed me off.
Yeah,
because like there wasn't much content. And I was like, we should be getting more content. But I was mad because I hated the game. This one's almost sad.
Yeah,
because it's like the game is good there, and if you supported it, it would be amazing. But
I feel like an old man yelling at clouds.
It's all right. Makes me happy.
This is my venting session, guys. I don't care. Like, it is what it is. This is why I make videos, is just so I can fucking bitch about the shit, because I've just been seeing it for so long. And it's so cathartic to just now, well, even with you, your eyes have been open. Like, people are starting to actually look at the shit for what it is, and it's so nice to see.
Yeah. No, mine's kind of turned into a bitching session on this one for sure. I like to do it because I like the discussion. I like breaking it down, looking at the point of views and like how the industry's moving and what's working. And I love hearing people's opinions down in the comments and reading through those and just having a discussion about the games that we love. But yeah, this is kind of, sometimes it pissed me off because they're just, you can see what they're doing.
Yep. Here's a good segue. Speaking of conversations and topics, I think it's time for the patron party chat. All right, guys, welcome to the Patron Party Chat. This is your time if you support the channel over on Patreon, patreon.com/BigFry. You can ask us questions, and we tackle them pretty much every show. Any question, any concern, any comment you have about the FPS space or pretty much anything in the gaming space, you can go put it there. We have a question here from Academics. Now, we've kind of talked about this one in the past, but he wanted to know, do you think Beautiful Light has missed its time? Or I guess, like, do you think the length of development is going to affect its success? I'm going to kick that to you.
I think it is going to affect its success.
Yeah,
I really do. And no, honestly, like, again, if you just look at Beautiful Light in a vacuum, if it was like the only one,
yeah,
that's doing that thing, I don't think it would. So like and you could say, but Crash, like, what about Tarkov? It took like 8 or 9 years. The problem is that it's been a long time with Beautiful Light that other people are kind of onto it, and they've actually waited long enough. They're going to have some stiff competition in this niche.
Oh yeah.
Rules of Engagement, the Gray State, Project Spectrum from Team Jade, Tencent, Black Budget, like Tencent's throwing their money in the hat a couple times in this genre, which it feels like, I said before, feels like somebody's like, Hunt Showdown's growing organically. We got to make a modern Hunt Showdown. And it's kind of what these games feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't want that to be taken as saying negative stuff on Aries and the crew over there and Madavatar and those guys, because they're doing great work. It's beautiful. You can tell it's a labor of love. The things they're making are so cool, like the stuff they're doing with that. But just actually, like, just looking at it, you know, objectively, like they're now gonna have some competition.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they can't hang. I'm not saying it still won't succeed, but I'm just saying objectively, there's gonna be some others.
Yeah, I think in the content space, there's going to be a lot of people that would choose Beautiful Light over a Team Jade or a Tencent, no matter what. But I think if you're talking about an average consumer, what I worry about is you're going to have competition. But what I think is going to happen is Project Spectrum's going to come out. Gray State's going to come out. Black Budget's going to come out. And I don't think Beautiful Light is going to be out yet. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to develop past those games and come out after. And then by that time, people are going to just say, oh, another one. And they're not even going to care about the fact that Beautiful Light was here first, because they weren't, right? You talk about Tarkov taking 10 years. People have been playing Tarkov for 10 years, right? The only people playing Beautiful Light are only jumping into playtests once every, year or year and a half. And that's about it. So I wish them the best, but I see a tidal wave coming towards them.
Yeah, I agree, man. So in short answer, unfortunately, yeah. Because it's like if you're familiar with the situation, like we are, it's like, dude, I'm gonna buy Beautiful Light and support those devs.
Yep.
And all that stuff over something like Tencent. Like, I think they're okay.
Yep.
You know, and you want to see more indie games succeed. So it's like, but I just, like you said, a lot of people aren't as plugged into the space as we are, and aren't going to understand.
Yeah, and what I don't want, I think it would be catastrophic, is if they tried to push it before those games came out and before it was ready. Right.
That'd be worse.
I think that'd be worst case. So yeah, I don't know if I'm them. I'm definitely looking at the competition and going, okay, we either launch alongside and get ready for that and stand with the giants, or we wait until they die out and hope to fuck people give us a chance after that genre has kind of come to pass. That's a tough call. I don't even know what I would do.
It's tough.
Yeah.
That's a coin flip for me. I don't know. Oh man.
Yeah. This fucking market is so fragile. Any decision you make could be the wrong one.
That's what I've learned with our dev interviews. It's like the decisions are high stakes and your reaction to them are so long because dev takes such a long time. You also almost have to predict what the market's going to be by the time you get done, and seeing that far ahead in a market that changes that much, it's just impossible, man. It's so tough. It's so tough.
Absolutely. Great question, Academics. I appreciate you supporting the channel. And again, patreon.com/BigFry. You guys get early access to the episodes, exclusive live streams and videos over there, and other content. And it's basically powering this podcast. So I appreciate you guys watching, and yeah, go over there and leave a question for us. You want to get into the sleeper hits, my man?
Hit it.
Let's do it.
Guys, welcome into the sleeper hits. These are stories and things that you might not have heard about, kind of some bite-sized stuff to end up the show. And since I I'm a big mobile gamer with Black Ops 7. I just said it so you didn't have to. Okay?
Fair enough. Good.
I'm
That's how I was going
I'm
to open it.
super excited about these next topics. I'm actually not a mobile gamer at all, so I'm gonna kick it to Fry on these. But there's some interesting stuff happening in the mobile space, man. What's up?
So I'm not a mobile gamer. I do play some games on mobile, but this kind of loops back to the conversations we've had during the show. 2 mobile stories today. Warzone Mobile, a game that launched in 2024. Call of Duty Warzone Mobile is now shutting down on April 17th, 2026. So if you're a mobile player, if you happen to jump into Warzone Mobile, and the bigger thing is if you spent any money and if you have any leftover COD points, you're not getting a refund. And the servers are shutting down and you won't be able to play it anymore. So that's super cool.
That's wild.
Yeah, they put out a statement literally right before this show started, and it's dead. But then on the flip side, Rainbow Six Mobile is globally launching on February 23rd. So as one game leaves, another one enters.
I'm sure it'll end up way better.
I think so. I think it's going to be exactly what we want.
I have no idea, man. I don't.
Do you care?
I'm just here.
Yeah.
I don't at all.
I just saw those 2 basically being announced around the same time. I was like, you know what? We're talking about Rainbow Six and COD today. Let's just throw them in. Guys, I am going to try Rainbow Six Mobile. I'm not going to make coverage on it, but I am going to try it. And that'll be about it. So
I would be interested to hear your thoughts. You might could talk me into trying it just for the giggles. Like,
have you ever played anything on mobile?
No.
Interesting.
Not any kind of shooter or anything.
Yeah.
I really just don't play games. I haven't played games on my phone since the Snake days. No key brick, baby.
Fuck yeah. Old Tetris on the LG Shine. Love that.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's it for me.
Yeah, great. Do you want to take this next one?
Sure, pal.
Fuck yeah.
We're doing it live.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one that's probably more up my alley is Marathon. They're doing the free-to-play test. They announced it a few days ago, and there's a trailer out there and stuff. February 26th to March 3rd, and the release date's right around the corner, March 5th. So it really is true. It's not really a beta test because they're not going to really be able to make many changes that fast. It really is check it out and for free.
Yep.
And give us a shot. So I respect that for sure. The thing why this interests me, I want to try. I'm going to try it. I'm super sketched out, and dude, this sounds so jacked up to say it out loud because I played so much Rainbow Six. I don't want heroes shoot. I don't want another hero shooter, but more importantly, I don't want a hero shooter in an extraction game.
Yeah.
I think it works all right for the S&D modes because it's just with the tactics and everything. I just don't. I'm not excited for the hero shooter aspect of this game at all. But I am going to be watching it closely because just from an industry standpoint, this is going to give us a very interesting look at maybe what High Guard could have done. As you know, we really didn't talk about it much because they're laying off most of their staff.
Yeah.
Shocker, to be honest.
Who would have saw that coming? Yeah.
No one could have known. But this is a time where we're going to see what happens when a studio gets some negative feedback, a big wave of negativity, says, okay, takes a step back. We got to regroup. We got to change some things. We got to change that narrative. They put out a bunch of devlogs. They showed off a bunch of stuff they did. They tried to settle the stuff with the stolen art. They redid the lighting. They made it all gritty. And we're going to see what a studio that got some negative feedback and actually reacted to it, tried to control the narrative, doing a big gesture of good faith. Try it for free, completely free. Give it a go before you buy, and see how that pays off. Versus what High Guard did, where they just said they were so confident in their game that they were going to just drop it. The game would speak for itself. They didn't try to control the narrative at all. Let the Twitter sphere go crazy. So that's why I'm interested in it, just to see that dichotomy of what would happen if they're going the other path.
I'll say this. I think for every AAA game I've ever seen that does the delay, we're going to make changes, they never do enough to make me care. If I didn't care before, 6 months is what the delay was. I don't think there's enough there unless they radically, drastically change that game up, I don't think there's going to be enough there to make me give a shit. But what
Arc Raiders didn't make you care, like their delay?
Well, so the problem with Marathon and Arc Raiders is I played them both, like both play tests on the same day. I got tech test 2 Arc Raiders, and at the same time, Marathon was doing an embargoed play test. So I got the distinct opportunity to play them both right back to back, and one was clearly miles ahead of the other in terms of polish, in terms of the loop, the feel, everything, and that's Arc Raiders, right? And so what we're actually seeing here is now the sentiment about Marathon is shifting, because I think people are starting to get a little tired of Arc Raiders. They've been grinding it. There's not a new map coming until I think another month, April. People are starting to burn out. You're starting to see the player numbers peter and start to drop a little bit. And now, well, hey, Marathon's coming out. That's something new. And I think this is the you're looking at like how important a release date is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That's why it's interesting to me.
I think ironically enough, this also is like a giant example of what we've been talking about how fluid the market is.
Yeah.
Because it's like a few months ago, I'd have been like, dude, Marathon is going to completely get shit on by Arc Raiders and overshadowed by it. But now I'm like, Arc Raiders, there's a world where Arc Raiders actually helps Marathon.
Yep.
Because they've rekindled that genre.
Yep.
It's going to be, it also probably brought a bunch of console players into the extraction genre.
Yep.
And then, so you're going to have that going, and there has to be a subset of people. I hate to break it to you, Fry, but there's going to be a subset of people that want to play a first person extraction shooter.
I've already seen that sentiment. Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of people that Arc Raiders brought into extraction shooters. There's going to be someone that like, man, I just really want to play a first person one.
Yep.
Here's one coming, like right around the corner. So I could see there actually being a way in which Arc Raiders helps Marathon. And like a few months ago, I'd have been like, dude, no. But it's crazy.
I think what the most important thing is February 26th, right? Because once people can jump in there for free, and now we can see what did they change. Is this game because, dude, 6 months ago, I remember being in the chat when everybody was clowning on Marathon for the art shit. And that guy, that one dev, he's no longer there. He looked so miserable. And the entire chat was clowning them and like going at the massive dislikes. A 6-month course correct, I don't think is enough to make the changes necessary to make that game pop. And I feel like most people should know that by now. But I'm curious to see if it's just a matter of we just had some time to cool and let it cook and do its thing, and then now we're just looking for something different. And I think you're right. I think Arc Raiders did so much, and I think Marathon is launching at the perfect time. You're going to have the people that are burned out from games like Battlefield looking for a new FPS experience. Arc Raiders burn out. Like you said, the first person guys who haven't played Battlefield and maybe the last like extraction shooter. Like there's so many cross platform, like cross players that could jump into this and make this huge. It's going to be so funny to see minimal changes over the last 6 months, but have people just have a completely different outlook on it. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch.
It is that. And that's the cool part. And you got to give them props though, for just laying it out on the table and saying, try it, look at it for yourself.
They have to. They have to.
It's cool though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think by itself, it wouldn't be enough time to turn it around. But with the buzz around extraction shooters, Arc Raiders created, I think it's got a shot now. Yep. Which is weird to say.
It's good. Like I don't want the game to fail. I think a lot of people think that everybody wants everything to fail nowadays because of high guard. But I just don't think, I don't know. For me, Marathon just doesn't look that enjoyable. And what I played last year wasn't fun. So, we'll see. I'll be watching from the sidelines on that one.
Let's check it out. I'll probably play it. We can maybe talk about it on the next show.
Yeah.
If it's just
that'll be perfect timing because I think the next show we'll actually be able to get.
Yeah, we'll be able to play it.
We'll get that weekend in. Hell yeah. So, okay, maybe that'll be the headline next show. Like, is this fucking game going to be worth a shit or not?
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Cool. Anyways, with that, guys, that was the sleeper hits. A lot of meaty little stories to talk about today. But I think with that, we're going to head back to the lobby.
Guys, welcome back into the lobby. We're back to the lobby.
Yeah.
And this is a lobby and we're in it.
Yep.
And yeah, wrapping up the show, kind of reacting to everything. It was a crazy show. I went from everyone hated me at the beginning, playing Black Ops 7 to I was totally awakened with what they're doing to the Battlefield franchise. And I feel like it was a journey. You know, it's not about getting back to the lobby. It's about the friends you made along the way.
Absolutely.
And here we are.
I got to say, the fact that we put this entire show together in 10 minutes before we started recording was mad impressive.
And don't reveal the sauce, man.
It's that's so crazy, dude. I went into today, I knew I had to stream, and I was like, hey, we got to come up with some topics. And you had a couple jumping into this, but it was just like, boom, boom. All these articles started to drop like an hour before the show, and we just fucking knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, man, it was a good discussion. I sat down here like an hour before we started streaming, and this document was completely blank, and we just started in on it, and stuff happened, and it was I think it's one of the better shows, man. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm interested, and I hope you guys will, if you guys are watching and listen, wherever you are. There's even a place for comments on Spotify. Just comment, man. I read all of them, and be part of the show. Drop your opinions. We talk about a lot of stuff that is just opinion based, and love to hear from everybody on what you guys are thinking of all this stuff.
Absolutely. And while you guys are there, make sure leave ratings, leave likes, do all the stuff that supports the channel for absolutely no cost to you outside of a little bit of your time. And if you guys want to support the show at a higher level, go to patreon.com/BigFry, become a member over there, and you guys get early access to these episodes. So you can watch it 48 hours before everybody else. And man, I love chatting with you. It was a great fucking show today.
That was fun, man. It was a good one. I enjoyed it. Hope everybody else did. Pepper loved it.
Pepper is absolutely loving it. She's been getting picked on by the other kitties, so she's hanging with me today.
And also very passionate about Battlefield.
Oh yeah, and climbing on top of chairs as well.
Impressive feat of balance.
Yeah, absolutely. For considering how chunky she is, yeah, it's crazy. Anyways,
so, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening, watching, all that stuff, doing the things. We really appreciate it, and it will be awesome to see you guys back in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. Take care, y'all.
See you then.